Video, we're going to talk about how you can manually process payments for invoices in your accounting system in Benji Pays. Although the biggest feature of Benji Pays is the nightly automated payment processing, which takes you completely hands-free and hands-off from processing your credit card transactions for invoices in your accounting system, such as QuickBooks and Xero Accounting, it is possible that you may, from time to time, need to process payment for an invoice right away. And to do that in Benji Pays, you're going to want to log into Benji Pays, and then you're going to go to Open Invoices and Processing. This screen is going to show you a list of all invoices that are currently outstanding in your accounting system. If you see any invoices in here that you think were paid but for some reason are still showing up, you'll want to go and take a look at that in your accounting system prior to turning on your nightly payment processing to make sure that any invoices that have been paid are correctly marked as paid in QuickBooks or Xero Accounting. In our case, we're going to see here that we can do a few things. We can get a payment link that's going to be able to be copied and sent to your customer that will give them the ability to pay their invoice online and enter a credit card number right away. We can view a PDF of any of the invoices to see what the invoice is for. We can email a copy of the invoices, including a Pay Now link to our customers, or we can process the invoice. And in this case, we're going to process this invoice for $50 Canadian. When this screen opens, Benji Pays will first confirm that the invoice is still outstanding and hasn't been processed between the time you open this page and when you click process. It's going to show you a list of cards that are on file for this customer. In this case, we only have one card on file for this customer, but if we had many, there would be a drop-down list we could select from. Next, it's going to ask us how much we want to charge. We're going to charge the full $50 amount for this card. We're going to want to send the customer a receipt and attach a PDF invoice showing their customer that the invoice has been fully paid. And at this point, you can either use the email on file or you can enter a different email if you want to send that to somebody else. Now we're going to click Process Payment. And we have an approved transaction. So what's happened here is Benji Pays has gone and once again confirmed the invoice is still outstanding. It sent the payment request to our, in this case, our Moneris payment gateway for the card that we selected. Since the payment was approved, it's marked that transaction as paid in QuickBooks and recorded all the transaction details there. And it's also sent our customer an invoice receipt. We're going to take a look at those things now. So if we go over to Transactions at the top of the screen and then select the manual processing for today, we're going to see that invoice 1089 for Advanced Refrigeration as a transaction is showing as approved. It was on a Visa card and was for $50 Canadian. From here, we can click the blue plus sign and we're going to see the details of that transaction. If needed, we could also click here to email a copy of that receipt if we ever needed to resend it, or we could also click the receipt icon on the row to do the same thing. Now we're going to go over to our accounting system and find invoice 1089. So what we can see here is invoice 1089 has a balance of $0. It's been paid. And right here we're going to see there's a payment. And you can see just in the summary here it says approved Visa $50 transaction. If we click in there, we're going to see that Benji Pays has applied a payment against this invoice in the amount that we just processed. All the credit card transaction details will be in the memo of the payment. The reference number of the credit card transaction will be in the reference number field, and the appropriate account that we selected when setting up our payment gateway is also selected here in the payment in the deposit account. Next, we're going to go take a look at the email. So here we can see we received an email for invoice 1089. We have it's branded with our company logo. We have all the details of the transaction. And we also have a PDF invoice noting that the invoice has been paid and has a balance of $0. If we had only made a partial payment, this would show that the invoice isn't completely paid and it would show the remaining balance due.